After a while being on semen retention, it's like the energy that you give off intimidates people. You'll go to the grocery store, the gym, the venue, and people will just look at you a lot. And they'll make eye contact with you, and you'll look back at them in the eyes, and then they'll look away and just act like it never even happened. Act like you didn't just catch them looking at you. And it's weird because for me, I just want to live life. I don't want people to look at me because I don't like why are you doing that? Who am I to you? I don't even know you. But the ego sometimes might like it. And for me, back when I was on my long streak of over 7 months, when people would look at me, I would look back at them hoping that they would fight me because I had all this aggression and testosterone and energy built up inside of me. And I wanted to let some of it out. I wanted to put myself to the test. You know, I'm the man, I'm an alpha, I'm confident now. I feel like I'm that guy. So I would look back at them hoping that they would have a problem with me and then we could fight. Because I really did. I wanted to test myself. I want to see how it would go. I felt strong, bro. I felt like I could do anything. I felt like, I could conquer the world if I wanted to. That's how I felt. But luckily that never happened. And we can't give the ego any room for any of that. Because as soon as we allow the ego to do that one time, then the ego does it again and again and again. And before you know it, it's like, instead of wanting to fight people, instead of getting hits of dopamine off of people looking at you, now it's like, hopefully I get some woman to look at me. Haha. Hopefully a beautiful woman looks at me. Then I'll approach her, I'll ask her out. And then you start hanging out with a lot of women more with bad motives, right? Not good motives of like, oh, let me get to know her. Maybe she's a good woman. Maybe that could be my wife one day. Now it's like, oh yeah, let me just feed my ego. Let me just hang out with a bunch of women. It feels good. They look good. And then that moves to sex. Then that will move to lustful thoughts, lustful fantasies. And before you know it, that will take up energy. That will drain you. That will cause you to relapse. That will cause you to think more negatively. That's going to pull you down. That's going to lower the vibe and the energy you give off. That's going to burn up energy inside of you, always thinking about that. Getting dopamine hits off of that. And before you know it, it won't be enough. The dopamine hits won't be enough. I've gone on a lot of dates now. I've talked to a lot of women. Maybe I can kiss them. Maybe I can hug them. Maybe I can sleep with them. I'm good. You know, I've been clean 7 months. I've been clean a year. It's all good. Let me just gonna have fun, man. Like, you know, I've been doing good. See, the mind's gonna say that. Yeah, you've been good. You've been clean. You've been building the energy up. You look good. You feel good. Yeah, why not? And then you sleep with a woman. You get drained. And then you want to do it again because it felt good. Then you want to do it again. And then the mind's now a dopamine addict all over again. See, it starts off subtle. It usually doesn't happen to the extreme like that. It usually just doesn't happen like, oh, you relapse. No, it's like the thoughts, the fantasies, the urges. And then slowly but surely, you give it some leeway, more leeway, and then it gets completely through. So, yeah, it was weird because I was at the grocery store a day ago, and these two like young guys, man, I don't know, they just were acting kind of weird and like looked at me, and I had to get by them, and I was like, excuse me, and oh, my bad. And then I kept going about my business, saw them like 2 more times in the store, and they kept looking at me again, making eye contact, and I really thought I was about to get jumped. Why? Because I don't know. I mean, they just seemed like odd, you know. They had like normal clothes on. They didn't seem like broke. They didn't seem ghetto or anything like that. But they just the way they looked at me, and when I left the store, I was looking behind me just to see if like, cause I had my Ray-Bans on. I had, I mean, not really a fancy outfit, but maybe they wanted to rob me, jump me. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. But I had that vibe, and it didn't happen. But you just gotta be mindful, man, because even back at one of the old gyms I went to on my 7-month streak, people were looking at me again. Like, I would walk by them, and they would just look at me and like scowl. And in my mind, I was also thinking I was about to get in a fight. I was also thinking that one of these guys would walk up to me and just like fight me. It really does seem like that. It seems like they hate you. I don't know what it is. Maybe deep down, the energy they have is like, I don't understand it, but I don't like this guy. They're like a crab in a bucket. I'm telling you, I've had this feeling like a half a dozen times in my journey of guys just looking at me, scowling at me, making like really long, hard eye contact, and I don't even know them. And you'll probably experience it too. And sure, I've had like women like I mean, it's fine. You know, some people just are people watchers. You know, they try to be low key about it. They glance at people. Okay, but I mean, these guys, man, I'm talking. It's been like that. And eventually I catch them. I had this one dude in the gym, and he wasn't giving me that vibe, but he looked at me 7 times. I caught him looking at me 7 times throughout my couple sets on the cables. I mean, like icon. Bro. Like, what do you want? It's uncomfortable. But some people have the ego, and for those people that do, understand that it's stupid. Don't give in to the ego. But the people that don't like it, my only advice is just to focus on you. Don't be looking around. Just focus on you. If you catch somebody looking at you, don't do anything. You know, I mean, if they fight you, they fight you. That probably won't happen though. That's just the mind possibly playing games on me. But stay on semen retention. That's all I can say.